You are now listening to a new episode of Man, Shut Up. I am Wally World. Check this out. Before we start, we made it to episode 6. So let's have a moment of celebration. If you made it to episode 6, you are now part of the Loudmouth family. And I want to salute you guys by toasting you guys with a drink. So here we go. Yeah, some good cognac. Again, welcome. And the topic of this one is, man, everything is not fair. Now, we always been told by our parents that life ain't fair. You know, when you was a little kid, that's the first thing you wanted to say when you didn't get your way. And now look at us as adults, still not getting our way. But anyway, it was a situation where I thought about something. And you know, we are in a land of stereotypes. We always say, that's a stereotype, and, you know, that's being biased. And, you know, I can't believe that that's a double standard. You know, a man can do all of this, and as a woman, I can't do this. And you know what, a woman does this, and a man can't do this. See, this is not made for us to even worry about. Do you not know that the laws are made for you to be this way? That's the reason why your mama said life ain't fair. She was trying to beast you up to let you know, like, hey, you're gonna go through some obstacles, right? And you gotta fight through them. They just didn't go into detail because we were kids. You feel me? And now, I want y'all to understand that we are still adults talking about what's the double standard and the stereotypes of people and situations that we cannot control. And what I mean by that is that you only can control what's in front of you. You only can control what you can control. Feel me? So I'm sitting there thinking, because majority of the time you hear this one, this is the main one that's a stereotype, or the main one that's a double standard, is that a man can have a lot of women. And a woman, if she does that, she's considered a whore. Great. Congratulations. That's been going on since the beginning of time, which I don't really believe, but if that's what you want to believe, then that's fine. But I got one for you. I'll put the chips in the middle of the table, and I want to say this. Having that double standard is the same as saying as a woman that you're proud that your daddy spoiled you. But if a man said that his mama spoiled him, he's a mama's boy. And you don't like that. Why is that? Wouldn't that be a double standard? I know adult women right now that literally smiles and cheese and bat their eyes when they talk about their father spoiling them. They think that's an actual plus. Actually, they think that's a plus. They say, yeah, so you gotta hold on to those expectations and standards that's been presented to me by my father. And I'm sitting there thinking in my head, and I've heard this all my life, and I'm like, you are happy that your father spoils you. And you want me to now be your father? Is that what you're telling me? Or do you want me to be a man that comes in with my own way and may spoil you in other ways? But fuck all of that. If I turn around in that same breath and say, my mom spoils me, or in my case, my grandma spoils me so much that you have to meet the standards of my grandma or my mother, you as a woman probably wouldn't make it just as much as I would make it with your dad's spoiling. So I ask you, is that really realistic? Again, I don't expect no one to spoil my niece the way I spoil my niece. That is me. That is original. That is me. That is my spoiling. But if you get a man, though, I want him to be able to love you and care for you as he sees fits, and that is comfortable for the both of you. I would never tell a man to spoil my niece the way I spoil her. That's impossible. My love for her is strong, it's everlasting. I will damn near die for her. I wouldn't even think twice about it. I don't expect that man to have that same care and love that I have for my niece as he has for her. Even if he says he loves her, and we both can love her, but I'm gonna go a little over and beyond because that's just something that just hits my heart. I seen her when she was born, something that man will never see. So I don't expect him to do what I do. Just do something to make her comfortable and make her feel like she's chosen and she's loved and she's one. Some of you have things that you put out there that doesn't even make sense, and you wonder why you are in a position where you don't have a man or you have no one that loves you. I'll sip again. Damn, that's some good cognac. But again, why is that? Why? Because we as men recognize that it is never realistic when it comes to a woman, so all we can do is love you. Through your flaws, through everything. These are the things that women say, love me no matter what, and we do, and we still have things that doesn't make sense, but we don't care because we know it's just part of the program. This is something that's just been part of the program before we were even born. These are things that have been just practices that's been taught through generation and generation that we know that our little bitty itty bitty smidget of power is not gonna do. So we just let you have it. But I want to ask this to the ladies. Why is that? Why is it that in a situation like such, we're never bringing that up? I don't even think nobody's ever brought that up. But we will hear that a man can have a lot of women and call himself a player. But if you bring a lot of men to the table, then you are considered a whore. My first question is that what you want to do? Do you have that in your mind or something? Because most women don't even want a lot of men around them. Is that really what you want to do? And you just really want a pass for it? And you hope and wish that it was a pass for it? The reason why that double standard is out there is because it shows you how much power you have as a woman. Men are not going to just tell you, hey lady, you have power over everything. So yeah, we're not going to do that. That's stupid. That's lame. We give you little side hints to let you know, even down to the double standard. No, you can't do this because we set you high on a pedestal. We think you are the power of all things. And we are weaker than you in temptation and mental things where we see that you're supposed to have that covered. Because remember, in a relationship, we're supposed to have what one don't have, another one should have. And that's what makes it equal and balanced. And I think that there's some things that your man have that you have no idea what the fuck going on. And that's why you're around him. Or he has certain expertise in things that you would never even put your hands in. That's why the good girl loves the thug. It's not because of that. It's because of the thrill of the unknown. It's because she will never do those things that man has done. And she's never thought of it as a double standard. Why can't I go out here and be a rough and tough Afro puff chick like he is? Because you know it's not in your lane. You wouldn't want to do that. So when I hear a woman say, hey, why men can do that and I can't, that means you're automatically saying without saying it that you are wanting to be a whore or a thought. Because women that are happy with one man, that's all they want anyway. Now when you're single, that's totally different. You can do whatever the hell you want. You are a single woman. But when you have now put yourself to be committed to a man, that's what the fuck it means. Commitment. See, this is where I try to explain to you guys about these terms. Not what somebody taught you through generation and generation, but the actual terms and the actual definitions. That's why they made them. That's what they're here for. But again, that man that decides to want his mother or grandmother or whoever that's raised him to spoil him, he will be out the door before he can even start. Matter of fact, fellas, you will get that conversation like, well, fuck you, go get your mama to do it. Go get your grandma to do it. It's crazy because I've even gotten to a situation one time that kind of almost crushed my heart a little bit, is that a woman said, go get your ex-bitch to do it. Even if I've never even mentioned an ex of hers. Nah, that's in the Dunce Handbook. We'll let that slide. I'll even sip some more yak. And the crazy part about it is that as a man, we recognize that we don't care about those words. We just want to love you. And we'll give you passes. And now I can go back to the same double standard. Why do men give a lot of passes too? But I can't say that because guess what? We all give passes. A woman give men passes all the time. Cardi B gave Offset a lot of passes and finally she just gave up. You don't think a man's doing that on the regular smuggler end? I don't know. But again, when you understand the small nuances, it's not about your expectation. It's not about your double standard. It's not about any of that, your stereotypes. It's about what true love is. True love is a deep emotional feeling that you just cannot erase because there's something that pulls you in that's past you. Maybe it's a higher power that's pulling you closer. And no matter how much you try to deny it, it keeps getting closer and closer. Just admit it. Same way with being a whore. You want to be a thought? You will fuck a million niggas. It don't matter if it's a double standard or not. And we know some. So let's stop with all the double standard talk. It really doesn't even exist. Because naturally we do whatever we want to do because what? We control what we want to control. And I say that because I want you to understand the word is control. That's it. Doesn't matter what it is, positive or negative. We have the power to keep that exactly where it is. Stop making excuses by adding in these stereotypes and double standards to try to get something to work in your favor. That's what that is all about. Unlearn, then relearn. Don't worry about any of that. Because for every double standard, every stereotype, we can name another. Trust me. We can name another. Why is it that we've paid more money to go in the club than you ever have in your whole life? Good question. Because they understand that if we get more females in this club, then the men will pay for everybody that was in that line just to see you. And I don't think you ever stopped and said, hey, that's not fair. We all should pay the same $10. I think you get it because you get a free ride in. And you didn't want to pay them prices anyway. Maybe. And it's sad because we use that to our advantage only when we want things to work in our favor. I am here to say on this episode today that let's get rid of the stereotypes. Let's get rid of the double standards. Let's get rid of them. They don't work. Our mothers was using it back in the day. Our fathers was using those same ones back in the day, and probably so do our grandparents. And we're still here for our kids to use them too. To think about it, I really respect the younger generation because they said, fuck all of that. It is what it is. They're so free. Their minds are not corrupted. Some adults don't even know when someone loves them in their faces, no matter what they say. Because they're worrying about things in their past and worrying about double standards and worrying about stereotypes. When the whole thing that was made from the beginning was love. How much do you love a person? You're gonna go through things. You're gonna go past those double standards. You're gonna go past those stereotypes. You're gonna go past those he says and she says. Because if you love them, you love them. And a man recognized that. And it's funny how I can sit back and hear women ask questions. Do men want to be married? Do men stay with women while they're building themselves up? Fuck yeah, because we're not thinking about that extra shit that you have zooming in your head to try to be even. We understand that you're already powerful. We just want to love you. We just want to be apart. Can we please be apart no matter where we come from? It's amazing how some of you like the old dope boy, but then turn around and say you want worth and love, and now you have expectations. I don't think some of them guys gave you that. Some of you had hoes as ex-boyfriends, and now you come to me or come to someone else talking about, hey, I got worth and I got expectations. And nah, it's not about your expectation. Because what if the same way that you came out your mouth, I use the same breath and say, well, what about these exes though? The same way I was heard about an ex of mine that I didn't even mention. And again, this is not just one female. I've heard this all my life. Because every time I come from one female, I've heard that female talk about the ex, and I've never mentioned their exes at all. I just had a dream of being better than what they came from. So wouldn't that show that some men just want to be there to love? Wouldn't that just show that some men just want to be there to see the final result? Because men have their whole life have had to build themselves up to be whatever they are or what they are not. So it's natural for us. We've had to fight to let people know who we are. I had friends that didn't even know how intelligent I was because all they saw was one side in their minds. He's just goofy. He's just funny. He doesn't take anything serious. Little do they know I take a lot of shit serious. But it wasn't for them to know. But my lady, it was made for her to know. Because I want to show how serious I am. Believe that. But again, I can keep rambling, but I just wanted to make that a topic to say, stop using these double standards and stereotypes. It doesn't matter. Because for one, you can use, someone can use something else, and that just divides us as people. You'll be fighting all your relationship, all your life, trying to do that, and then trying to stamp an expectation on top of those double standards, and on top of those stereotypes, and on top of everything, and it's not gonna work that way. Unlearn, then relearn. Because in my mind, I can say that men may not love in abundance as you do, women, but they do love harder than you. Because they don't sit there in every relationship they're in, they can say they love somebody. But when they tell you that they love you, at that time, no matter if it's early or late, they mean it. Trust me. They mean it. And when you hurt their feelings, you don't even know you hurt their feelings sometimes. But we damn sure know when we hurt yours. Remember. Just remember that. So if you have a man out here, ladies, and you know you've been talking reckless, no matter if you do say you sorry, no matter if you do say you apologize, in our minds we take things for face value. That means you meant it at the time. Because I can guarantee you when you ask your man, did you mean what you said to me last month? He gonna say, yeah, I meant that, but I didn't mean to say it that way. But he meant what he said. Trust me, no matter how mad he is. He meant it. Because he cares that much. Or he don't care that much. Now it's up to you for taking a man for face value. So if you have a man that really loves you, he's not thinking about no stereotypes. He's not thinking about no double standards. He just wants you. And you gotta be a fool to let that go in this time and era. But that's just in the Dunce Handbook myself. You should go look that up. Again, I want you to love each other. Love yourself. Be mindful. Be wise. And before I go, I want to say it again. Life ain't fair, and it never will be. It's about how you feel. Do you feel loved? Do you feel cared for? It doesn't matter about nobody else but you guys. But before even that, love yourself. Like I say every time before I end. Because if you don't love yourself truly, and you don't identify what your issues are, you can't come to no one anyway. And you can have issues because you're human. And a person, as long as they understand it and you communicate it, they're willing to work with you as if anything else in your life. Don't make it hard. Don't make it hard. Love is easy. Expectations are difficult. Stereotypes are difficult to understand. Double standards are difficult to understand, but that's none of your problem. Love is your issue. Control what you can control. And as always, peace and love. And before I go, I got a business I want to shout out. When you unlearn and you relearn, you understand that what you've been taught is a lie, 80% of it. But when you find out your true value, not your worth, but your value, you'll recognize that heaven is a mind state. It's all about what you believe in your mind. You control your own destiny, which goes back to what I said by you control what you can control. And there's some merch that you definitely can receive if you understand that heaven is a mind state. It's all in the mind. I need you to shout out The Aboriginal on Facebook. He has t-shirts and merch to show you that heaven is a mind state. Reasonable prices. Different colors. And if you need something custom, he can make that happen for you. Heaven is a mind state. Heaven is a mind state. Heaven is a mind state. H-I-M. Heaven is a mind state. Believe that. Go check him out. Check some of his merch out and tell him that Wallerer sent you. Believe that. Peace.
Disclaimer, if you have a problem with anything that's been told for the past 20 minutes, it's probably your fault. And I guarantee you, because God told me, it's a woman. Shut the hell up, woman. Secondly, if you got an issue, you need to go to your daddy and ask him everything that's been said in these 20 minutes. I guarantee he'll nod and not say none of word, not one word, because he know he fucked up. Also, if you got a problem, you can call 1-800, girl, shut the fuck up. 1-800, go lay your ass down. 1-800, get that dude off your couch still. 1-800, I bet you he just left and you probably had him before. 1-800, girl, please, I'm telling you the truth. 1-800, girl, sit your ass down. When it comes to the fellas, 1-800, shut the fuck up. Don't be talking about this afterwards. Just let this play and just sit your ass down. Don't say nothing. I just talk for us. We don't care about nobody's feelings. We want the truth. Peace and blessings.